Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something absolutely fundamental, caring for the mind.
Yeah, mental well-being.
Exactly. And we're aiming to go beyond just the surface level stuff. We've gathered insights from, well, a lot of sources to give you a real shortcut to understanding mental health properly.
Something that genuinely affects everyone.
Right. It's kind of strange, isn't it? We track our steps, our calories, all the physical health metrics. But our minds often feels like uncharted territory almost. Ignored. Why do you think that is? Why treat the brain like it's separate when it controls, well, everything?
That's a really sharp observation, and it perfectly sets up what we're exploring today. Maybe you're tuning in because this hits close to home, or maybe you're just curious. And that's great, because we're definitely going to move past that common idea that, mental health only matters when there's a big crisis.
Yeah, the breakdown moment.
Exactly. We want to give some clarity, some practical insights across the whole spectrum, show how it's part of our lives, like every single day.
Okay, let's tackle that directly then. When people hear mental health, I bet many immediately think, oh, illness, disorder, diagnosis.
That's the common association, absolutely.
But that can't be the whole story, right? What do we actually mean? Is it just not being sick, or is it something more?
You've really hit the nail on the head there. It's so much broader than just not having an illness. Basically, mental health covers our emotional, our psychological, and our social well-being.
Okay.
It's about how we think, feel, act, how we cope with stress, how we connect with people, how we make choices every day. The key thing is, everyone has mental health. Period. Just like physical health.
Right, it's universal.
Universal. And it's not some fixed state either. That's really important. It's dynamic. It changes.
How so?
Well, it can be strong one day, maybe more fragile the next, depending on what life throws at us. Just like, your physical energy levels vary.
So it ebbs and flows. It's not like you're either mentally healthy or mentally ill.
Precisely. It's a continuum, a journey, not a destination you either reach or fail to reach.
That idea of it being dynamic, that really clarifies things. It's not black and white. But if it's so fundamental, always shifting, why do we often ignore it until, we hit a wall? Why is taking care of our minds proactively every day so important, not just waiting for the crisis?
That's such a critical point.
Yeah.
Because the evidence is overwhelming. Good mental health isn't just about getting by. It's about actually enjoying life.
Thriving, not just surviving.
Exactly. It helps us build good relationships, find joy, and importantly, bounce back when things get tough. Resilience. Without that foundation, even small setbacks can feel, completely overwhelming.
I can see that.
And think about the ripple effect. When mental health struggles aren't addressed, they don't just stay in your head. They can impact school, work, friendships,
right,
and even, interestingly, physical health. Things like chronic pain, lowered immunity. It's all connected.
Wow. Okay. So it's truly foundational. You mentioned resilience, quality of life. It underpins everything.
It really does. And there's even an economic angle. Research suggests investing in mental health treatment actually yields a significant return in productivity and overall health outcomes. It's not just personal, it benefits society.
That's fascinating, an economic return. Makes you think differently. Okay, so it's vital. But let's talk about the challenges, because even though it can feel isolating, many people do struggle. It might actually be comforting to hear how common some of these things are. So this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
What are some of the main challenges people face?
Absolutely. And recognizing them is key. We're talking about very common experiences here. Things like anxiety disorders. That's not just everyday worry. It's more persistent, sometimes really disruptive fear.
Right.
Depression, which is more than just sadness. It's often a deep, lasting, low feeling and losing interest in things. Stress-related issues are huge too. Maybe chronic exhaustion, being irritable all the time, trouble sleeping. Burnout, often linked to work or prolonged stress.
Yeah, burnout's a big one lately.
It is. And also trauma or post-traumatic stress. These can affect anyone, truly anyone, kids, teens, adults, from all walks of life. Mental health challenges don't discriminate.
1 in 5 adults, you hear stats like that. It's staggering.
It is. And it really makes you wonder if it's that common, maybe just talking about it, acknowledging how widespread it is, could help reduce that feeling of being alone in the struggle.
That's a powerful thought, just knowing you're not the only one. But that recognition often gets blocked by, misunderstanding, stigma. It's still there.
Definitely still there.
So let's maybe clear the air a bit, tackle some common myths that really hold us back.
Good idea. Dispelling myths is so important for creating understanding. Let's hit 3 big ones.
Okay.
Myth number 1, mental health problems mean you're weak.
Ah, that old chestnut.
Right. And it's just completely false. Mental health struggles are a human experience.
Hmm.
They're often about biology, environment, life events, not character flaws. It shows the pressure we're under, not weakness.
Okay, what's number 2?
Myth 2. Children don't have mental health problems. Also wrong. Kids absolutely struggle. It might just look different, maybe acting out, problems at school, even physical complaints sometimes, rather than saying, I feel anxious, but their feelings are real.
That's important. Easy to overlook in kids. And the third one,
Myth 3. Talking about mental health makes it worse.
you hear that sometimes, like stirring things up.
Exactly. But the opposite is true. Talking openly is actually one of the best ways to heal, reduce the burden, and fight stigma. It builds connection.
So sharing helps, doesn't harm.
Precisely. Accurate information really empowers us to support each other better.
Okay, thank you for clearing those up. Busting those myths feels like step 1. Now let's get practical again. Thinking about observation, what are some maybe warning signs? Things you might notice in yourself or maybe in a friend or family member that suggest, hey, maybe something's going on.
Yeah, it's about noticing changes, sustained changes from someone's usual self.
Okay, like what?
Well, maybe withdrawing, pulling back from friends, activities they used to enjoy, just isolating themselves, or persistent sadness or irritability that seems out of character and lasts more than, say, a couple of weeks. Changes in eating or sleeping are big ones too. Eating a lot, more or less. Sleeping way too much or barely at all.
Right, those physical signs.
Exactly. Also, difficulty concentrating,
Mm,
trouble making decisions, maybe a noticeable drop in how they're doing at work or school.
okay.
And this is crucial. Any talk of feeling hopeless, worthless, or especially any mention of self-harm, that needs immediate attention. Always.
Absolutely.
The main thing is if you notice these signs persisting, don't just brush them off. They're signals, not judgments, just signals that care is needed.
That's really helpful advice. Pay attention to those signals. Don't ignore them. But like we said, it's not just about reacting. We want to be proactive too, right? Build that resilience.
Yes.
So what can we actually do? Day-to-day things. I'm keen for some practical tips anyone can try.
Okay, yeah, proactive care is key. Our sources point to 5 really effective strategies, and they're backed by science.
Great. Let's hear them.
First, talk about your feelings. Sounds simple, but actually naming your emotions can literally calm down the fear center in your brain, reduces stress.
Interesting. Okay, number 2.
Second, stay active. Doesn't have to be a marathon. Even a brisk walk gets those endorphins going, boosts your mood, cuts down stress hormones.
Uh-huh. Keep moving.
Third, eat and sleep well. Kind of obvious, maybe, but crucial. A balanced diet helps brain function, and good, consistent sleep. Non-negotiable for emotional balance.
Mind-body connection again.
Totally connected. Fourth, connect with others. Strong social ties are like a buffer. They release hormones that make us feel trust and connection. Really protective.
So don't isolate. Reach out.
Exactly. And fifth, limit stress and take breaks. Manage your schedule, maybe try mindfulness, make sure you actually have downtime to recharge. Balance is key.
Okay, those sound doable.
They are. They're small daily steps, but they add up. They build that mental muscle over time.
Small steps, big impact. I like that. It feels achievable. But let's be real. Sometimes, even doing all those things, it's still not enough. The struggle is too big.
That definitely happens.
So when is it time to think about getting professional help? How do you know when to cross that line?
That's a really vital question. And knowing when to reach out is actually a sign of strength, not weakness.
Right.
The guidelines are fairly clear. If those feelings, sadness, anxiety, stress, hang around for more than a few weeks,
Okay.
or if they start seriously getting in the way of your daily life work, relationships, just functioning.
Interfering.
Yes, interfering significantly. That's a strong sign. And again, critically, if you have thoughts of harming yourself or others, that's an immediate signal to get help right away.
Got it.
And we really need to normalize this. There should be zero shame. We see a doctor for a physical injury, right? Our minds deserve the same expert care when they're hurting.
Oh.
And what's fascinating, actually, is seeing society slowly start to shift, treating mental health with the seriousness it deserves, moving away from silence.
That cultural shift is huge and encouraging, which kind of leads perfectly into the power of support, right? Professional help is one thing, but what about just having people around you, friends, family?
Oh, the impact there is immense. Cannot be overstated.
How so?
Having supportive people, family, friends, it acts like a buffer. Protects against stress, loneliness, which are huge risk factors.
Makes sense.
And it's not just about talking at someone. It's about being heard. truly listened to, without judgment, someone validating what you're going through.
That validation is powerful.
Incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simplest thing, just being present, listening actively, can be absolutely life-changing for someone feeling lost or alone.
Wow.
We hear stories where just a friend consistently checking in or a family member offering support was the bridge someone needed to get help or just the strength to keep going. Ultimately, it often comes down to someone saying, hey,
Yeah.
I hear you. You're not alone in this. We'll figure it out. That human connection, it's fundamental. It's about community, about belonging. So, yeah, as we kind of wrap this up, the core thing to take away is just this. Mental health is health. Full stop.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. It deserves care, attention, compassion, just like our physical health. It's the bedrock of a fulfilling life.
And if you're listening right now, and maybe you're struggling, feeling overwhelmed, please know this. You aren't weak. And you are definitely not alone.
Absolutely not.
Help is available. Reaching out is brave. It's an act of self-care. And hey, if you know someone who might be going through it, reach out. Kindness matters.
It really does.
A simple check-in, really listening.
Yeah.
You could be that light they need right now.
And here's a final thought to leave you with. Just imagine. Imagine if we all talked about mental well-being as openly as normally as we talk about, I don't know, going to the gym or eating healthy. If it was just prioritized in our families, schools, workplaces, what kind of amazing changes might we see in our own lives and in our communities?
That's a really powerful question to ponder. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into caring for the mind.
Thank you.
We really hope you've gained some clarity, maybe some actionable ideas, and just a renewed focus on nurturing your own mental well-being and supporting those around you.